Kindly look at the headline on my right hand side. I'm talking about the statement made by Bayo Nanuga, the spokesperson for President Tinubu. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Nigerian government has spoken. And this time around, the statement they made raises more questions than answers. Today, President Tinubu spokesperson Bayo Nanuga went on national television and made some shocking claims about the abduction of 38 people in Kwara State. Claims that, if we are being honest, they do not add up. And the claim is, he said the DSS and the military demanded of the kidnappers that they should release the 38 people that they abducted. So he said the kidnappers back down, quote and unquote, because they know the consequences. Then he went further. He said our security agencies know these criminals. They know their axis, their movements, their hideouts, their movement routes, and they have a way of tracking them. So let's break this down carefully. The first contradiction is, if the government is claiming the kidnappers were simply talked to and they released 38 victims, I have to ask questions that every Nigerian is already asking. And that question is, did the government pay ransom? Because in the history of this country, kidnappers don't suddenly become gentlemen because someone talked to them. There's always a concession. Either money has changed hands or some other deal was offered. This is not speculation, it's a pattern. It's the way the Nigerian abductions have historically worked. Let's not forget the claim made by Governor Herusfai, the former governor of Kaduna State, when he claimed that Kaduna State government paid a sum of 1 billion naira to rescue some kidnapped victims. I don't want to say this is true and I do not want to say this is wrong. But if they truly paid some money, I'm not saying they paid 1 billion, they might not pay up to 1 billion. It might just be trying to blackmail the government. But if this administration wants Nigerians to believe that the hardened kidnappers suddenly developed a conscience, then they need to explain what was discussed. Was it a warning? Was it a threat? Was it a negotiation? Was it a payment? Or what was it exactly? And the real explosion point is the fact that, let's look at the statement. This statement exposes everything. He said proudly that the security agencies know the kidnappers, they know their axis, they know their hideouts, and they have a way of tracking them. Hold on. If you know them, why are they still free? If you know their axis, why are they still operating? If you know their routes, why haven't you shut them down? And if you can track them, why are they still abducting Nigerians? This is not me being emotional. This is simple logic. And let's talk about the security failure. In any functioning country, intelligence leads to action. But in Nigeria, intelligence seems to stop at announcing intelligence. We are always told we know the sponsors, we know the terrorists, we know the bandits, we know their camps, we know their movement. We are going to release their identity. We are going to announce the sponsors. But yet, somehow, the kidnappers operate freely, boldly, and repeatedly. So, if the government knows everything, then the only possible explanation is either they cannot act or they will not act. Neither of these options gives confidence in the government. And that brings me to the question of political will. This is where the Tinubu administration must answer Nigerians boldly and clearly. Are you in control of the security architecture of this country? Do you have political will to dismantle these kidnapping networks? Or are Nigerians supposed to accept negotiation as the new normal? The most dangerous part of it is not even the kidnapping itself. It is the government's casual admission that they know where the kidnappers operate, and yet these criminals remain undefeated. A statement meant to project strength has ended up projecting weakness. A statement meant to reassure the nation has ended up raising fear and suspicion. And this is the bigger picture. Let's not pretend. Every kidnapper negotiates and walk away with that. Every time kidnappers negotiate and they walk away without consequences, they gain confidence, they gain leverage, and they profit. So, what message does that send to other kidnapping gangs across the country? That you can abduct 38 people and talk at once, talk to the government, and go home. This is why Nigeria's insecurity continues. There is no deterrence, there is no consequences, there is no decisive action. And so here's my final take. If the government wants to claim credit for rescuing 38 abducted Nigerians, then they must also answer the hard questions their spokesman created. Because you cannot claim to talk to kidnappers, track them, speak to them, then allow kidnappers to operate like they run their own independent republic inside Nigeria. Until the government moves from knowing to acting, Nigerians will remain unsafe. And that is the bitter truth. If this is your first time on this channel, thank you for watching this episode. Every day I drop analysis of events in the Nigerian political scene, and my aim is to engage conversation. I'll be looking forward to your comments in the comment section. Once again, stay safe out there.